Oh, I never wanted anyone to know anything when they saw the play. I just wanted them to go in blank. Yeah, I always thought that was the best. I remember when I was a student and I'd do plays at university and stuff. I used to like, you know, you do your little program or whatever, your photocopy program, and I used to quite pretentiously put a note in saying, "Please don't tell anyone else the plot," or, you know, thinking that you know they're going to tell the papers, or you know, like 3 performances of that play. And I was always very keen, because that's how I like to experience a story. I like to. It becomes more difficult when you're doing it professionally, because the reviews basically will just give a lot away. I mean, you can't really talk about it otherwise, so it's hard. But if I'm going to see something, I try and read as little as possible as I can. I just try to get a general sense of, is it worth it, and then I'll go. And then if you know, because I don't know, everyone likes to be surprised, right? I worry with this one, if people have heard, oh, the plot's quite complicated, you have to follow it, and blah, 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 that people will be just really, you know, overstressed about it. I mean, what's weird about the play, I think Andrew Hayden said something like, I was talking to him about it, that there's this the first scene, the big monologue, the big kind of thing Zeppo has, I think he talks about that sort of teaches you how to watch the play. And I always thought that scene was like, whenever I was in rehearsals, I was always describing that scene as like the crank tape. It was like, which the crank tape was like something that would get played outside, like a carnival or a freak show or something like back in the day. And it's like the roll up, what sights we've got for you in store kind of thing. And I thought that was kind of why that was important. I think it was not just for the narrative and plot stuff, but it was a sense of what we've got in store for you, like here, you know, it all kicks off here, you know, and it's more about energy and that scene is kind of a gift to an actor, but it's also very hard, because it's basically their job to just like kick everyone in the room up the arse and go like, we're off, and it's really fast and it's really furious, and you're not going to pick up everything, and you know. In a scene like that, what you then have is that Ollie in that scene becomes, quite a lot of the time in the scene, in plays, particularly for scenes difficult or weird or something, there'll be a character who's sort of almost like a sort of ambassador for the audience. So she is in there reacting how we would react to that situation of being in a car with a maniac, something like that, of going, I don't understand, I'm slightly scared. Like, so she kind of matches up with how we feel. And I think that's always interesting when you can have a character sort of sync with the audience, if even just for a scene, because it helps with a sense of immersion and things like that, I think.